Hello, Seema. Welcome back to my channel. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Kiran. How are you? And thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm doing amazing. And thanks a lot for joining back again after a long time. Hope things are
Yes,
fine from your side.
yes, they're fantastic.
Okay, so today's topic, as we are live on my YouTube channel, I'd be also just gonna check for questions or comments. So then we would also, with time, respond on that, and let's see how it goes. So for my audience, for my YouTube audience, we are live today with transformation expert Seema Ranavare here from India. And I did invite her many a times, but today we are live, so you would get the opportunity to ask to pose any sort of question, and definitely we're going to respond on that. I'll be also getting a check of some questions in a bit or comments in between as well. So today's topic, as you know, Seema, that we are going to talk about identity crisis, and for that I did invite you. And many, I think, days ago, I was just planning and thinking about it that I'm going to talk on that. So actually, what is, by the way, this identity crisis, and people they do suffer with it? What are your opening statements
Yeah,
or
yeah.
thoughts
So
on
I will
that?
share my
How do
view
you
with it,
see
and
it
there can
if
be
you're going to share with my audience?
yeah. I'll share my view with you, and there can be multiple other perspectives on looking at identity crisis. So basically, when I interacted with a lot of people during my life coaching journey as their coach, one question when I asked them, "Who are you?" For example, if I'm asking you, Kiran, "Who are you?" What is your answer? What is your answer?
There would be many, because if I just begin, of course, from people, they see it from religious side. That if you just ask me, okay, that I am Muslim, and then I would just look into my nationality, okay, that I'm Pakistani, and there's a lot more. It's like that. I see it this way. Then if I'm wrong, you can tell me.
Yes, yes. So there is a context, but usually what people answer is yes, you can say you can your religion, your relation with other people, your professions. Next comes with your profession. You can tell that you can say that I'm an interviewer or any title that you carry. Then you might introduce yourself as a somebody might introduce themselves as a teacher, lawyer, right,
Mhm,
a
mhm,
businessman. So they the person is a lawyer when he is doing that practice in the court in front of the clients or in front of the judge. Otherwise, he's not a lawyer, right? When he comes out of the court, he's not a lawyer. That character is not playing now. Somebody says, I'm a mother of two kids. That is the introduction people use. Mother of two kids, or I'm married, I'm single. So you're married when your husband, your life partner is with you.
mhm,
If you're married and we are just colleagues and we are friends, that character, that relation does not come here. So, person in the center have different relationship with other people in the external world. Somebody can be a mother, somebody can be a father, can be brother. So those relations, number one, professional relations, number two, professional titles, number three, and religions, four.
mhm,
So exactly who am I, which is permanent with me, which is truth at any given point of time. It is not connected to the external connections. Without giving any reference, who am I? I believe that is identity, right? So who am I actually? If I don't want to talk about my family, then who am I? If I don't want to talk about my profession, then who am I? Profession
mhm,
is one typical percentage of my life. Family
mhm,
is one some typical percentage of my life, right? But otherwise, who am I when these titles, when these roles are not there, roles and responsibilities are not there? So I found a very beautiful definition of who you are, of a human being, by Dr. Van Dyer. So this person, he says, his quote I have seen somewhere, and I love that definition. You are infinite spiritual being having temporary physical experience. You
mhm,
are infinite. So audience who are watching this, you can make a note of this, you can start writing it. You are an infinite spiritual being. Infinite. There is no limit. There is no start, there is no end. You're an infinite, you a spiritual being, so you have some spiritual energy within. And the next part is, you are here for temporary human experience. So human experience, what it is, your five senses: touch, feel, hear, see. Those five senses is a human experience. So for that experience, you have come here. So it is infinite energy plus temporary human existence. That's the identity anybody can carry.
Okay, so but if I ask about this term, actually, from where did this term come from? And what do you think? Like, if you're just gonna give me a little bit background about history about this
So I'll tell
identity
you.
crisis, and I'll again, what age do you think that people they can suffer with the identity crisis? Please go ahead.
So that happens at any age. That can happen at any age. Whenever
Mm-hmm,
you are not clear about what I want to do, you're not clear
mm-hmm,
in your life.
mm-hmm,
Who am I? When this question comes into your picture, or you feel that I'm not living the purpose of my life. I have everything now. I have a successful career. I have a good family. I have good money to spend. But still I'm not happy. Because here you're not feeling connected to yourself. And you're not feeling connected to yourself, this is a crisis, right? Because your roots are not grounded. And anybody can face it at any level of their life. Majorly,
mm-hmm,
this is not a statistical data, but my observation. I have seen that after midlife, like 35, 40, because till that time you have big dreams, you're passionate
mm-hmm,
about it, you have rosy picture about life, and you are like doing anything crazy. But by 30, 35, you realize that you have not achieved much and you have not enough time left. So that is again midlife crisis. So you are at the age where you don't have much time to accomplish your dreams, and also you don't have also you have like not achieved the big dreams that you had in the young age, maybe your teenage, college, or when you first got into the job and something, when you completed your education.
mm. Okay, what do you think that could be the common triggers, of those identity crises? Because you said it that there is no certain age or limit people they could suffer with, but again, with certain
So
phases,
triggers
there
are
would be, yeah. Please go ahead. Yes,
so
if
triggers
you
are
got my
basically
question.
like yeah. So when you say triggers, when everything is going well in my life,
Mhm,
I'm happy, then I don't care about it. When something doesn't go according to me, then
mhm,
I get time to introspect. The moment I go inside within me and I don't feel the connection, I don't get the correct answers, I don't get the answers that
mhm,
I'm looking for, or the answers that I'm getting confused. Am I successful or am I failure? Because so far I was successful, but now since last few months I'm failure. What am I? Will this continue ahead? So when they are completely conflicting within, and that
mhm,
especially that gets triggered when in the external world people don't see what they want to see.
hmm.
And another very
Yeah,
beautiful
please.
example of this is, I have everything, but I don't know why I'm not feeling complete. I don't know why I'm not
Yeah.
happy.
Hmm. Yeah. Something is missing out. And
Something is
and
missing.
and do you
Yes,
think
yes.
that some way somehow social media does also contribute to identity crisis? Your thoughts on that? How do you see it?
Yeah. So social media does not contribute. I will put it in a different way. The way
Okay.
I look at social media, it contributes to my life. Social
Hmm.
media is doing its own job,
Okay.
good and bad. Now, it as an audience, as a
Hmm.
consumer, where do I fit myself? So, like we are on social media now, we are on YouTube now, and we are doing something constructive.
Right.
So, the audience here is also in the constructive thinking. So, social media is adding value to their life from this conversation. But the other person, maybe friend of this community, somebody from this community, their friends and relatives, they're watching something somebody is doing, like somebody is going for a world tour, and they are not making money at their home, like in their life. So, person A is struggling in his life financially. He sees his friend going for a world tour on a social media. That person is going into a negativity.
Mm.
And here, the audience you have, because you are taking interview of good people and you
Right.
are sharing the knowledge to them. So the audience here is actually taking the benefit of social media. So I wouldn't say that social media contributes to this. How you look at social media, how do you use your social media, contributes to your plus and minuses, and that all depends on who you are as a person.
Mm.
So personally, being a coach or whatever, I don't know, but I will not end up going into something um, which will demotivate me, or
Mhm.
which will consume my time unnecessary, or
Mhm.
which will put negative thoughts in me, because I'm aware of what input goes inside, output will be the same. So I have complete control on what I want to watch on social media, what I don't want to. There are a lot of negative news coming right now in Maharashtra, in my city, in my state. Lot
Mhm.
of news, and I come across these news half, like 5% some news I heard, 10% some news I heard. I
Mhm.
consciously make an effort that I am not aware of the entire news.
Mm.
Now some people might say, "Oh, you are not aware of what wrong is happening in the life." So if I'm aware of something wrong is happening in the society, whether I'm going to actually make a difference there? No, there are a lot of negative stories happening. Do I have
Yeah,
control
definitely.
on that part of society? Do I have authority? Do I have efficiency? Do I have position? Do I have system? So just by knowing about those negative stuff, I'm not going to contribute to society even 1 millimeter. I'm not going to contribute. So why do I contribute negative to myself? I will only go into the negative stuff. Suppose my
Mm.
client is going through a challenge. Yeah, definitely. I'm willing to know what exactly is happening here, because client is giving me that, uh, what do you say, trust to help him. And me doing something there can bring change in his life or her life.
Right. Mm.
Right?
Yeah, some way, somehow, like, as an expert, at least you are contributing in somebody's life as an expert. But where we would see that, yeah, something is not in our hand.
I lost
So I
you.
think then we would also be helpless, and rather contributing positively, we are contributing negatively in our own life. I see it that way. And yeah, of course, I would agree with you. Okay, now let's talk about a little bit different societies. And of course, like, from India, we would say, or in Pakistan, say, different society, different cultural background. What do you think would be the role of culture in identity formation? How does it work? Which way do you see it, if you want to say something on that?
So yeah, when you talk about culture, nation, and these things, I'm not the expert, but this is just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
People are same everywhere. We
Mm-hmm.
human beings have a same mechanism which is operating here. The machine is same, the heart is same. So what the religion does is gives you a pathway of what you should do and what you should not do. But anything in excess is not good. If somebody is completely about obsessed about the religion and he is not looking at people, human beings as human beings, there is a
Mm-hmm.
context to everything, right? For example, when I was a child, like we are talking about Muslims and Hindus, so I had this doubt in my head always when I was in fourth and fifth
Mm-hmm.
standard. So in India, we most of the religions in India, we have this culture of putting bindi. You know bindi?
Yeah, yes, yes, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they say that married women,
Mhm.
they never keep their forehead empty. There will always be a bindi. And if she is a widow, then she will not have a bindi.
Mm.
Okay, that is the culture they follow.
Right.
The Hinduism. They say if you are married, this is the sign that you put bindi, and if you are widow, you don't put bindi.
You're supposed to put
Very
bindi
clear.
on your forehead. Yeah.
And when
Okay.
I was in fourth, fifth
Mm.
standard, I got to know about this. And one question came in my mind because I had Muslim friends, right? You
Right.
don't put
Mhm.
Muslims don't put this,
Of course. Yeah. Mhm.
and all are living a beautiful life. All the
Yeah.
people I am seeing, there is no actually. It does not has any. It doesn't have any role in your real life. Putting bindi or not putting bindi. So I
Mhm.
found that it is such a myth in abroad. According to me, in India, I thought that Western countries they never put this bindi. but that has nothing to do with your actual life, the life struggles or life
Mhm.
happiness. So I found it like this is meaningless. If it has to
Hmm.
work, if it has to be a rule, it has to be rule for every human being on the planet. Otherwise there is some discrepancy, there is some misunderstanding in the whole system that they have. So I feel that there is a context for everything, and
Mhm.
priorities keep on shifting. Sometimes I need to give priority to my religion. Sometimes the situation is such that I have to give priority to something else over my religion. And life is
Hmm.
like this. It doesn't come into boxes. Here you have to do this, here you must do this. No, it doesn't come like that. And it
Okay.
also depends on your personal choices.
Do you think that, of course, a lot more people they're suffering with the identity crisis, so it would also affect our mental health, or that would become mental health issue as well? How do you see it if there are problems? So, of course, as an expert, I would want you to give us some solution as well if that become a sort of
So the
wed
first thing,
mental
if
health issue. How do you see it,
yeah,
and
for
what would be the
such
solution for
people who
that?
are
Please go
going
ahead.
through mental health issues and they're struggling with who am I don't know, I want to discover myself, I want to know myself. This identity that I have is not enough, or I don't resonate with it. They feel some conflict in their head. The first thing they should do, and they can do, is should
Mhm.
is not the right word, but they can do now, since you're
Mhm.
asking me. Just take a mirror. You have mirror around you. I always have a mirror around me. So take a mirror, look into the mirror, look into your eyes and say, I love you. So I will do it like this: I love you, Seema. I love you. I really, really love you. If they do it, let them do it for 3 4 times, and you will start finding a different human being within you. So usually how do we look into the mirror? We look, I look at my skin, I look at my lipstick, I look at my eyes, I look at my pimples, acne, and all these things.
Mhm.
I look at, flaws on my skin, or I will look at good things on my skin. But this time when you see, look into the mirror, you're only looking at your eyes. You can check this
Mhm.
after this call, or you can take a selfie camera and you can just look into your eyes, and you'll find a person in that. You'll find that
Mhm.
you're talking to some other person, but there is a some weird feeling you will get only when you look at your eyes in the mirror. So what I do is, my clients, they go through 21 days rigorous practice of building this relationship with yourself, identifying who you are, discovering who you are as a person, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, and how you can convert your weaknesses into strength. So that's a
Mhm.
21 days course they go through. And a
Mhm.
major part of that course is you look into the mirror, and I give some affirmations to them every day.
Mhm.
Reason: to heal the previous trauma, the pain, difficulties, struggles, and to design a new, craft a new life for them. So these affirmations are already given, and they follow this for 21 days. I have done this exercise with many people. Just look into the mirror for a couple of minutes and say these
Mhm.
words, and you'll immediately see something different is happening that you have never experienced in the mirror.
Mhm. Good, good, good practice, and definitely, I would also just gonna do that.
And do share your
Like,
feedback
to
to me.
look into the mirror, and that is a good. I think it's a good practice. Yeah. Okay. Now, like, suppose a lot of people they mix sort of different roles with identity crisis. If I'm gonna give you an example, like sometimes, like before getting married, if somebody is just all alone, a sort of like a free bird, especially for women, if I just say, but after getting married, they feel like, okay, now we have a responsibility of becoming mother, we have a responsibility of becoming wife, and of course a sort of identity, a gender identity which also linked to us, and they could sort of some way somehow confused with identity crisis. How do you see it that some way somehow different phases role, does this, like, do they bother to somebody for their identity crisis, or roles are supposed to be roles, they're supposed to be like seeing it differently? What could be the solution
Yeah,
if other people
absolutely.
do just think it that way? Please, your
So
comments, your
solution
thoughts.
could be the see here. It is more to do with the mindset part. When I'm getting into the new relationship, or
Mhm.
I'm getting into the new role,
Mhm.
I must understand any decision you make, there are always pros and cons.
Mhm.
And most of us are conditioned. like lot of us are conditioned to only look at benefits. When you want to make a decision, what we do, we will count the benefits with that decision, going ahead with that, and we will count the benefits without that decision, and whichever is more, we'll go ahead with that. But there is some second side of the coin that we never consider, which is cost.
Hmm.
Cost is what you give, what you pay, and
Hmm.
benefits are what you get. So we focus 90% of the cases, we focus on what I'm going to get. So usually when you're giving an example of marriage, usually people, if they are looking at only marriage as, something great is going to happen, I have got a life partner and he will love me and she will love me and she'll take care of me, and this whole responsibility of that partner to make you happy, then definitely this marriage is going to go through a struggle, because the other person, he's so much pressurized to keep you happy, unhidden, unspoken expectations, and practically that is not possible. I cannot make you happy all time,
Yeah.
right? You're expecting that. That's a definition of successful marriage. So I cannot make you
Hmm.
happy every single minute.
Hmm.
Nobody in the world can make this happen for you. Not even your parents, not even you yourself. You cannot make yourself happy all the time, even if you love yourself a lot. So that mindset should be ready that yes, I'm consciously going ahead with this decision, and there is a cost that I'm paying. So what is the cost you're paying when you're getting into the new relationship? Is when it is a committed marriage, then you're paying the cost of your freedom, right?
Hmm.
Now here you have to take care of the other person as well, his emotions, her emotions as well. So if you're mentally ready for this, then you will not go through the crisis. But unfortunately, I don't know in Pakistan, but in India at least, now we have started like giving people the relationship trainings. I heard Christians have this, before marriage they go through certain course of relationship,
Counseling.
yeah,
Yes.
counseling.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
But
That happens. Yeah.
most of the religions, they don't have it, and it is
Yeah.
utmost necessary. If you want to jump into the swimming pool, you need a swimming coach, right?
Yeah.
Then why there shouldn't be a marriage coach? Why there shouldn't be a coach for every other thing who is expert in that particular field, who will guide you? And most of the struggles that you are actually learning through experiences is just wasting a lot of time, precious time of your life. Why do
Hmm.
you want to learn through experiences if there is somebody else who has already taken? Why do you reinvent the wheel?
Beautiful example. Beautiful example. I would agree with you. I mean, like something. Why is there like you would just learn after experience? I mean, yes, I would agree with you. I mean, if there's a sort of course or counseling before getting experience of that, I think we could perform better. And that's supposed to be a sort of a strategy that people, they could do it, they could try it, and they can do better, of course, in their marital life or their any other relationship. And that's supposed to be, I think, people, they should just think that way. I would agree with you. Okay, a few more, one or two questions, and then we would wrap up the session as well. It is going amazing. I really mean it, and it was a first time experience, and I'm enjoying it, by the way, and it's going so well. I would be waiting for, expecting maybe afterwards, after this live session, some questions, so we would also try to respond on that. But if I just ask you, and very important question this is, does gender identity also contribute to identity crisis? Meaning, like in this patriarchal society, where men, they always feel like above
So
head, that okay, they have the superiority, they've got all the rights, but on the other hand, women, or like female gender, would they feel deprived, or they would say, like, we are suffering with some issues is because we are second gender or female, and that's the reason in patriarchal society we've got no right, no sort of leverage that we could live in. How do you see it? It's this could be also a problem of identity crisis, or
yes,
no?
yes. It is very, very important, because you are an average people. You are an average of five people you are surrounded by.
Hmm.
We have major impact on your head, mind, and heart by the people whom we are surrounded by. So this is, I would call it as social hypnosis.
Hmm.
You are hypnotized by those thoughts, because you are hearing this right from your childhood, from almost everybody. Somebody is upper, somebody is lower, somebody is this, somebody should not do this, somebody should. maybe it is gender, maybe it is religion, maybe it is caste, whatever it is. There are some taboos. One person should do this and one other person should not do this. So that should, must, not to be done. All these things, that is the social hypnosis that people have, which is not
Oh.
the reality. It is just the mess, and we take it so seriously. Like in the previous question, when we talk about why to reinvent the wheel, we actually don't listen to experts. Majority of us did we don't listen to experts, but we do this. We don't reinvent the wheel when it comes to our family, friends, and relatives. We listen to them even though they are not
Right.
experts. My relative will come and he or she will tell me, Sima, you should not go for science. Science has this. You should not go for arts. This happened with my this. And I'll follow that. So what I did, I took the information from somebody's experience and I'm using it in my life, but it is going to backfire me because the person I'm listening to, he is not the expert in that field.
Right.
It is his personal experience. Usually, when people go into the businesses, they start businesses. They talk to people who have never done business or they failed in the business. So the only experience these people have is businesses don't work. They're difficult, and this is not my cup of tea. Something like that. So they tell them, "This is my experience. Don't do it. I have burnt my hands. I have burnt my money. I burnt my life," and whatever they speak, and this person accepts and he
Mm.
stops doing that action. So what we are doing here, oh, he experienced it, I'm learning it. Now people will say, yeah, Seema, I don't reinvent the wheel. I listen to the people and I am implement those things in my life. But I want to tell them that expert is someone else who is professional and who has varied experience in the same thing, what works, what does not work. That bigger
Mm.
dimension, these people, your family, friends, and relatives don't have. They have only one experience with them, failure or a success. Expert has seen somebody failing, expert has seen what success is, expert has actually decoded that language, what is success and how it comes. So he can take you from failure to success. He has a solution and pathway. So yeah, coming back to your next question, you were saying
Mm.
that.
In last, Seema, yeah, please go ahead. I thought you just done because there's it's a little bit
No,
lagging
no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. I will
through
take the
the
next
question.
question. I'm done with the previous question. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. First thing that we did discuss this critical topic. What do you think, as an expert, would give my audience some suggestions, some therapies, some sort of coping up strategies, then that they could use it, and of course can
Yeah.
get rid of this problem with this identity crisis? What would be your suggestions or therapies if you would like to share with my
Yeah. I'll
audience?
give
Please go
you
ahead.
two different suggestions, for not suggestions but the solutions that they can implement
Mhm.
in their life. One is go through, hire an expert and go through a complete process of identifying who you are and build that connection within. I have such course. You can
Mhm.
find any other person, like I said, expert, and because that will save years of efforts and that will give you sure and guaranteed returns. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to invest money, then you want a shortcut. So the shortcut is, you take a mirror and daily look into your eyes early morning and go before going to sleep and talk to yourself. Build that beautiful romantic relation with yourself. So I always recommend people having an affair with your own self.
Right.
That inner self will keep on guiding you. That needs a very beautiful way and step by step strategy to do it. But in a shortcut, what you can do is just say I love you to you in the mirror every day, daily and night, before going to sleep and just after getting up. That is number one. And every small thing that you do good in your life, every tiniest of the thing you do good in your daily routine life, take your right hand, pat yourself, and say, well done, Seema. Take your name and say, well done, I'm proud of you for every small thing that you do. This will have a
Mhm.
major lasting impact on you. This is just, simple, shortcut steps that I'm giving. But if you follow a 21 days process of building your connection with yourself, you will definitely discover so many great and amazing stuff about you that will be totally unbelievable. You will find entirely a different person within you who is more powerful, 10 times more powerful, 10 times more positive and self driven. You don't need a motivation from outside. You're already driven. That's the power of connecting with yourself.
Okay, thanks a lot, Seema, for today's session. And how could people get hold of you if you want to share your contact details? Other than that, we
Yes.
can also, share that in the comment section below. And for questions by audience, you are welcome, and definitely we're going to respond on that. And I'll be doing a lot more other sessions with Seema Renawre. So today's session went amazing. I really thank you for that, and please share your contact detail with my audience.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here, Kiran. And your questions were amazing. I hope I could add little value to the audience here and to you as well. To connect with me, you want my contact number, or I will share one link where they can actually register. I conduct workshops and webinars online. So there are no physical boundaries here. You can simply join my workshop, understand what are the things that you can do to make your life great, amazing. So those links I will share. And anyways, I'm available on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the social media platforms. So if you are already a consumer on social media, try to be a consumer of great things, put great things inside and take great things outside. So that you can
Definitely,
do.
definitely. I would agree with you. Put great things like inside in you and invest in yourself. That's supposed to be a best strategy that people can invest in themselves. So definitely they would get the positive result, and they would expect more than whatever they're just trying for their level on their level best. So thanks a lot, Seema. Thanks a lot for today's session, and I'm signing off for now. And you have a lovely day from my side. Soon I'm gonna see you again.
Same to you, Kiran. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.